Hello creatives, this is Viveca Renee with Viveca Renee Designs. I'm so excited that you're here today. I encourage you to take what you learn in this video and use your own special style and skills to craft your version of this project. We all have something unique to share with the world, so have fun and create something beautiful for yourself or someone special. Today I'm going to show you how to cut out and craft a 3x3 inch mini art journal using your Cricut, Silhouette, or other cutting machine. This is such a fun and versatile project. I don't know about you, but I have all sorts of art supplies sitting around, and this little journal is a great way to use up some of those paper scraps, ribbons, stickers, or any other supplies that you have in your stash. First, I'll show you how to cut out and assemble the basic mini journal, and then give you some ideas for your personal use or gifting to others. The supplies you'll need for the mini art journal are one sheet of 12x12 65-pound weight scrapbook paper. You can use any weight, but I found that this lighter weight folds better and I had less tearing or fraying of the edges. You'll also need 2 sheets of 8.5 by 11 inch paper. This is where you can think about and decide the purpose of your mini journal. If you know that you want to watercolor, then I suggest using watercolor paper. If you want to draw, use your favorite drawing paper. I typically use cardstock or Bristol, but copy paper works too. Again, it depends on how you plan to use the inside of your journal. You get to choose. You also need a choice of your glue or other adhesive. I really like my Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. It comes with multiple tips and performs really well with scaled down elements. But glue sticks and crafting tape will work as well. You'll also need a bone folder or ruler with a smooth edge for folding, some cute paper clips, elastic ribbon, or other fastener to hold your journal together, and then your choice of embellishments such as die cuts, washi tape, gel pens, stickers, paint, whatever you have in your craft stash. In my Etsy shop, I sell themed element sets that can be easily cut with your Cricut or Silhouette machine, and they're already sized for the 3x3 inch pages of the journal. All right, the first thing you're going to need to do is cut out the journal cover template and the inside pages on your cutting machine. Today I'm going to be using Cricut Design Space. Once you've uploaded your template to your workspace and added it to your canvas, just make sure that the dimensions are 11.5 by 9 inches to ensure that the cover is in the proper size. If you need to adjust, you can always go up here, unlock, and just tweak that a little bit to make sure that it's exactly 11.5. If you don't, it's going to require you to use the larger template, or not the larger template, but the larger cutting mat. And so as long as it's 11.5 inches or smaller, you'll be able to use your 12x12 mat. You'll see these small cut lines that I have on the template. That's just to help you fold it correctly in the right place, and it gives you a mostly smooth edge around the paper after it's folded. But if you have the Cricut scoring tool, you can use that as well to create score lines. Once you upload the inner pages of your journal, just double check and make sure that those are all set to 6 inches by 3 inches. I just import them, ungroup it, and just double check it to make sure that that's correct as well. And this one's close enough at the top, so I'm going to just leave that one alone. You can add your own score lines to this one as well. Just check that it's exactly in the middle of the rectangle. And a good number of pages for these rectangles for the mini journals is about 6 to 8 pages. Just remember that if you use more, it may make your journal a little bit thicker and a little harder just to keep closed. But that's all you do to get started. Okay, once you have your template cut out, we're ready to assemble the cover of the journal. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put it pattern side down. That's the way you want to start. And if you'll notice, I have these little cuts here that were on the template, and those are just to help you with the folding. So the first thing you're going to do is take this corner and you're going to line it up, and that little cut should help you right there. Make sure that you're in the right spot, and then I'll just take my bone folder and smooth that out and crease it. And then I'm going to turn it and do the other side the exact same way. Just line it up the best you can, and then crease that down with the bone folder or whatever you have to use, the ruler, that works too. All right, so now we're going to do the next fold, and if you'll look, you can see those little notches there, but I like to flip my paper over, and we're going to do the same thing. Just kind of follow where the notches are and make sure that you get those creases down really tight and smooth. And depending on your paper, sometimes you're going to get this little fraying on the edges, and that's okay. I sometimes will do distress inks or whatever on the edge, and it makes it look just a little more well loved, I guess. All right, so then we're going to do the last part, and we're going to take our paper and again look for the little cuts and fold that down. And actually, I'm going to flip that up so it's out of my way. And then do the exact same thing again, just using your bone folder or your ruler or whatever, credit card, anything, and it will smooth that out. All right, so then the last part of the cover is tucking this part in, and just be a little bit careful so that you don't catch the edge and tear it. Some paper is better than others, but you just kind of tuck that in there. Slide it in, might take just a little wiggling, and there you have your cover. So if you'll notice, I used a two-tone paper. I really like to do that if I have it, because it makes a really nice little pop of color or contrast on your cover when you fold it in half, and that's all you'll do for finishing up the cover. And if you don't, like if you have white paper, I had some that I had white paper, you can use a little strip of washi tape. That works really well. I can find the end of it. You can just take a little bit of that. Something, you know, a color that coordinates with your project. And then just flip that over. And I like to end up on the inside, of course, so that you can't see the end of the tape. And it doesn't have to be like super straight or anything, because you're going to cover it up with the pages. So there you are. That's the cover of your booklet. And just as a reminder, this little pocket here is going to be the bottom of your journal. So just keep that in mind when if you embellish it, or decide you want to glue anything down or whatnot, just make sure that you keep those little pockets open. Okay, so now that we're finished with the cover, I'm just going to set that aside for a minute, and I'm going to assemble the pages that go on the inside. If you're going to use paint or watercolor on your pages, I do recommend that you do that ahead of time, that you would paint first, let it dry, and then cut it out. It seems to work better depending on the glue in the paper, but I try to, if I know that I'm gonna paint, I do that beforehand and then cut. All right, so now we're gonna assemble the pages. If you use the score line, it's gonna be really easy. And even if you didn't, these are such small pieces of paper, you're not gonna have any trouble with it. So I'm gonna line up the edges. Again, use the bone folder to make that good crease. And I like to keep track of where my folded side is. So I put my folded side over to the side to the left and just leave that there. Same thing, just fold all the pages. Making sure that they're lined up correctly. Use the bone folder, stack them up. And you just do that. And I use usually 6 to 8 pages. 6 seems to be a really good number. It's not too overwhelming when you're trying to decorate or embellish or whatever. And again, it just depends on what you're going to use your journal for. If you're going to write in it and you need a few more pages, add a few more pages. If you don't want to decorate as many or don't need as many, just same thing, don't use quite so many. And set those to the side, and we're almost done. All right, so now we're done. So the next thing you need to do is make sure that you check that your folds are all on the same side, because if you get it wonky, it's not going to open up like a booklet, and just make sure that you have all those folds on that one edge. Okay, so once we're finished folding, it's time to glue the pages together. I like to sit them to the side with that folded edge to the left. That just helps me remember and stay consistent so that I don't get them turned a different way. And you can use any kind of glue. I really like this Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. It has the multiple tips that just make it really easy to apply the glue. But so once you get the glue down on that one side, you just pick up the next piece. See how you can see where the folds are, and you just glue it like that. And you continue until you get all your pages together. Just double checking that that fold is on the same side every time. Okay, once you're done gluing, I just double check, make sure all my pages are correct before the glue gets set. If I see any little pieces of glue or whatnot leaking out, I'll wipe those off, and then just let it dry till it's good and ready to go. And you've got the inside part of your booklet or your journal. Now that the glue's dry, it's time to decorate and put your art into your mini journal. I really like how the pages are separate from the cover, so I can get messy if I need to, and it's not going to do anything to mess up the cover. Once you have it decorated the way you want it, you just tuck this front page and this back page into the cover like so. And there you have it. You have your mini journal. This was actually the very first one I did when I was trying these out, just trying to see what I wanted to do. And I had this little Live, Laugh, Love metal embellishment in my art stash, and so I thought that would be my inspiration. So I actually ran the ribbon through those little notches that are there so that I could have something to tie it with. But I have a little notepad, or not a notepad, a note card in the front that you can write a little message on. And this one I actually used other scrapbook paper for the pages, so I didn't have to do a whole lot of extra decorating. But I had some stickers and some embellishments from my Etsy shop that I used. I even have this little tiny envelope that you can pull out a little saying, or even another little note if you wanted to make it a little bit interactive. And then I just did some distressing and kind of try to give it that vintage look. But that was a lot of fun. I had another one of these with the love on it. But there are just really so many possibilities. I'll close that up later. But anyway, lots of fun on that one. This particular project was really fun. I had one sheet of 12 by 12 Halloween scrapbook paper that I didn't have really anything else to go with it. And I thought, how can I use this paper to make one of these little mini journals? And so I cut out some of the elements that were on the scrapbooking paper. It was really cute paper. And I just made a vintage themed Halloween little booklet, little art journal, mixed media with the different papers and stickers. Just a little bit of paint splattered here and there. This one was a lot of fun. And these are like washi stickers a friend gave me, washi tape. So you really can just, whatever your imagination dreams up, you can can put it in there, and it doesn't take very long, and it's just really a lot of fun. This is the last example I'd like to show you. Probably one of my favorites out of all the ones I've done so far. This is a Christian affirmation journal, and I have these SVG cutouts in my Etsy shop that go with a little do-it-yourself kit. It includes these scripture passages with the attributes, all the little flowers and hearts, and these frames, and it's just really a lot of fun to put together. As you can see, there's like the little banners and little place cards. You'll have to provide your own washi tape and paper, but that's part of the fun. And then on these, this little banner, I did a little distress on that. I kind of wish I would have done that throughout it a little more, but I was just playing around with it, seeing how it would look, and I like how that looks. If I do it again, I'll probably do more of that. But it's just, they're really just so much fun. And then there's always the little pull-out thing in the back that you can add if you'd like. But I hope you enjoyed seeing the different ways that you can use these journals. They make really great gifts. They're just a lot of fun to use up your random craft supplies that you have if you wondered what you were going to do with all of those things. And there's just so many different ways that you can go with it. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me today. I really hope you enjoyed seeing what can be done with these great little art journals. You can see what I'm up to by visiting my website or following me on social media. See you soon.